recap of today's game, including highlights from the biggest moments. Listen to Craig Stammen's post-game comments. Plus, we'll bring you today's play of the game. From the Padres Radio Network, here's Sam Levitt.
Tough one here tonight for the Padres as they fall 3-2 in 12 innings against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Sam Levitt with you inside the loft here at the Western Metal Building at Petco Park as we begin our Jamul Casino Resort Padres post-game show. 4 hours and 10 minutes. The game time here tonight. It was a very long night here at Petco Park, and the Padres unfortunately fall 3-2 in 12. A lot to do on our post-game coverage. We'll head back downstairs. Hear from Craig Stammen coming up in a little bit. We'll recap this game from start to finish. All the radio highlights for you, full look at the out-of-town scoreboard, and much, much more coming your way on what was a frustrating night for the Padres, really, I would say in one regard, because the Padres did a good job in this game, keeping it a 2-run deficit, then a 1-run deficit, and then keeping the game tied for a while. But I think tonight really harkens back to something we've said so often generally about these extra inning games, and that is in the extra innings in 2026 in modern baseball, with the ghost runner, with the automatic runner on second base, it is so often about execution. And unfortunately, the Padres just had an extra inning affair here tonight where they did not execute on their side of things offensively. And you can go through it inning by inning. And again, we'll get into the full game recap coming up here in just a little bit. But the Padres still were tied at 2 with the Pirates going to the bottom half of the 10th inning. Dustin Harris, who was called up earlier today, making his Padre debut. He pops up a bunt with the winning run, Luis Campusano on second base to begin the inning. Campusano, well, there are 2 issues on it. Number one, Harris pops the bunt up. And number 2, I don't know why Campusano just meandered off the bag way too far, and he was easily doubled off second base. You had that. Then in the bottom half of the 11th inning, Jake Cronenworth, who had such a good game, had the biggest hit of the night for the Padres, had great defensive plays, had a game-saving defensive play in the 9th inning in particular. Cronenworth pops up a bunt with the game tied, can't get that winning run to third base. Then the Padres load the bases against Kirby Yates, but Jackson Merrill strikes out. Xander Bogaerts lines out to end the inning. So the Padres can't find a way to get a runner in from third to win the game with less than 2 outs. And then you had, look, the 12th inning happened. Eventually somebody's going to score. Nick Gonzalez, RBI single against Jeremiah Estrada. And the Padres, unfortunately, then go down in order against Johan Ramirez in the bottom half of the 12th inning. So it was one of those nights where both teams really struggled with runners in scoring position. The Padres went 1 for 13 with runners in scoring position. The Pirates went 1 for 15, and their one hit with a runner in scoring position was that game-winning RBI single by Nick Gonzalez in the top of the 12th. So it was a weird night, a long night, a 4-hour and 10-minute game. And unfortunately, the Padres, again, they just could not execute well enough in the extra innings to win this game. Not the end of the world. You brush yourself off, try to get things right tomorrow. Paul Skeens on the mound for the Pirates tomorrow against Michael King. So an excellent pitching matchup in game 2 of this 3-game series. But the Padres do fall on what was a long night here at Petco Park. The Pirates winning it 3-2 in 12. When we come back, we'll have our full game recap. We'll hear from Craig Stammen coming up in a little bit as well. Final score here tonight again, Pirates 3 and the Padres 2 in 12 innings. Our Jamul Casino Resort Padres post-game show continues after this from Petco Park.
Hey guys, Woods here. Stop fighting hard water and choose EcoWater SoCal. Call 760.
Our Jamul Casino Resort Padres postgame show continues here on the Padres Radio Network. Final score here today in 12 innings, Pirates 3 and the Padres 2. As always, our postgame coverage brought to you by Jamul Casino Resort, a player with a top 100 spa and epic rooftop pool and Lux Hotel Suites. Jamul Casino Resort is the mini vacay you need, the player's place. Tough one for the Padres here tonight. Before we get into our game recap and get to Craig Stammen's post-game thoughts, I do have just a couple of items I want to get to here. A happy birthday to not only Mason Miller, who celebrated his 28th birthday today and pitched a scoreless inning in this game. We'll talk more about that in a second, but also a very happy 8th birthday to Walt Hamby. So how about that? Mason Miller and Walt Hamby share a birthday here on August 24th. So Walt, hope you had a great day. And for those of you who don't know, Jeff Hamby, our great studio coordinator, back in our studios. Long night for Hamby, Jeff's son Walt, his 8th birthday. So happy birthday, Walt, from all of us here at 97.3 The Fan and the Padres Radio Network. And Walt's favorite player, Jackson Merrill. It was Jackson Merrill bobblehead night in this one here tonight. As the Padres unfortunately fall in extra innings, this was a long game. To be honest, for a 4+ hour game, we actually don't have that many highlights to play you. Let's recap it from start to finish.
Which moments determine the outcome of today's game? We'll paint you a picture with our game highlights on the Padres Radio Network.
Our starting pitching matchup today, if you can remember what it was, left-hander Robbie Ray against right-hander Braxton Ashcraft. And we had a pitcher's duel early, both guys tossing 2 scoreless innings to begin their respective outings. The Pirates had a major chance in the third. The 8 and 9 hitters reached runners at the corners with nobody out, but then Ray retired the top 3 hitters in the Pirates lineup in order. Ray got out of it. Ray settled in. He tossed a 1-2-3 third, a 1-2-3 fourth inning. He worked around a 2-out single in the top of the 5th. But the issue was Ashcraft was also dealing. Padres didn't have a runner in scoring position against him through 5 scoreless innings. He was also at just 62 pitches through 5. So he had a scoreless game going top 6. Then Esmeralyn Valdez, the reigning National League Rookie of the Month, led off for the Pirates.
And Valdez swings, hits it in the air deep to left center field. There's some trouble. This one is gone, a home run. Just into the bullpen in left center field. And Valdez with his 15th home run of the year. A lead shot in the 6th inning. And that is the very first run of this game. 1-0.
Ray would walk the next batter and get the first out of the inning. He then gave way to Bradley Rodriguez. Rafael Flores Jr. was the first batter that Rodriguez faced.
1-2 is in the air to center field and deep. It's tailing away from Merrill. On his horse, he dives, can't make the catch. Picks up against the base of the wall. He sends it in. Rounding third, Reynolds on his way. Bogarts loses the handle on a potential relay. And Flores standing at second with an RBI double. It's 2-0.
Padres trailed 2-0 going bottom 6. Freddie Fermin led off the inning with a double. Ashcraft got the next 2 outs. With Fermin on third base, he then appeared to get Jake Cronenworth to ground out to end the inning, but a balk had been called on Ashcraft before the pitch was delivered. That scored Fermin. It was a 2-1 game, and what appeared to happen there, just so you know, there was a lot of confusion on what happened. Well, with the runner on third base, if you're the pitcher and you're going to go out of the windup, you have to declare that. From what I understand, batter by batter, and apparently Ashcraft did not declare it before he began that battle against Jay Cronenworth. So a balk on Ashcraft for being scored. It was 2-1. Padres still trailed 2-1. Heading to the 7th inning, Yuki Matsui tossed the scoreless top of the 7th. Pirates lefty Gregory Soto stranded the tying run at second base in the bottom half. Kyle Hurt stranded a runner at second base in the top of the 8th inning. Right-hander Luke Weaver came on for the Pirates in the bottom half. The newest Padre, Dustin Harris, reached on a bloop 1-out double down the left field line. With 2 outs and Harris on third representing the tying run, Jake Cronenworth dug in.
Into the windup, the 8th pitch of the at-bat. And a line drive, base hit into center field. Harris will score, and Jake Cronenworth has tied the game. 2-2 here in the 8th.
A terrific turn at bat for Jake Cronenworth on the 8th pitch of the battle against Weaver. He got him, RBI single, and this game was tied at 2. Manny Machado walked to put runners on first and second. Ty France walked to load the bases. Weaver came out. Left-hander Mason Montgomery came in to face Jackson Merrill. Merrill struck out. We were still tied at 2. Mason Miller came on for the top of the 9th inning. The Pirates threatened. They put runners at second and third with 2 men away. Pinch hitter Jake Mangum grounded one to the right side. Jake Cronenworth made a great diving stop to grab it. He got the out at first base, and the inning was over. Bottom 9, Montgomery stayed on for the Pirates. He pitched a scoreless frame. So we went to extra innings, tied at 2. Adrian Morahone came in. A wild pitch got the automatic runner to third base with nobody out, but Morahone bared down. He struck out Brian Reynolds. He got a comebacker. The Padres got an out in a rundown between third and home. Morahone got a ground out to end the inning. Right-hander Camilo Doval came on for the bottom half of the 10th inning. Luis Campusano was the Padres' automatic runner at second base. Harris was asked to bunt. He popped one up, and then Campusano, for some reason, wandered well off the second base bag. He was easily doubled off second base, and the Padres did not score in that bottom half of the 10th. So we went to the 11th inning, still tied at 2. Morahone stayed on. He retired 3 in a row. Bottom 11, former Padre Kirby Yates came on. Jake Cronenworth popped up a bunt for out number 1. Manny Machado walked. Ty France walked. That loaded the bases with 1 out, but Yates came back to strike out Jackson Merrill. He got a line out the center from Xander Bogaerts. The inning was over, and we were still tied at 2. Jeremiah Estrada came on for the top of the 12th inning. Jared Triolo, the Pirates' ghost runner at second base. It was Nick Gonzalez, the Pirate leadoff man, who led off that 12th inning.
Here's the 3-2. That's grounded up the middle into center field and a base hit. Triolo rounding third on his way. Merrill's throw to the plate is not in time. And for the first time tonight, the Pirates a hit with a runner in scoring position, and they go ahead 3-2 in the 12th.
Yeah, they had been 0 for 13 with runners in scoring position before that base hit by Gonzalez gave him a 3-2 lead. Estrada did a good job getting out of that top of the 12th with the deficit still at 1. So the Padres had their chance in the bottom half of the 12th inning. Johan Ramirez came on for Pittsburgh. Xander Bogaerts, the automatic runner at second base. Austin Hayes struck out swinging for out number 1. Luis Campusano struck out swinging for out number 2. And then it was Dustin Harris, the newest Padre, who struck out for out number 3. So Johan Ramirez striking out the side. I should mention on that Harris strikeout, it actually hit his foot. He swung and missed at a pitch that hit his foot. Got away. There was some confusion. The home plate umpire actually made the correct call. That was Dan Mersel behind the plate. Made the correct call. It was strike 3, ruled Harris out. Padres, they should have. They challenged it, and clearly on the replay, it didn't get him in the foot. Had a completely full swing on it. That is a strikeout, and that was the ball game here today. Final score in 12. Pirates 3 and the Padres 2. 3 runs, 9 hits, no errors for Pittsburgh. 2 runs, 7 hits, and no errors for San Diego. Padres went 1 for 13 with runners in scoring position. They left on 10. The Pirates went 1 for 15 with RISP. They left on 13. Winning pitcher today was Kirby Yates, who improves to 2-5. Losing pitcher Jeremiah Estrada, now 2-3, and the save goes to Johan Ramirez, his second of the season. Padres dropped to 71-61. The Pirates improved to 64-69. And as far as the most pertinent information in the wild card standings, Diamondbacks lost to the Cubs earlier tonight. Padres lose, so the Padres maintain just a 2-game lead on Arizona for the third and final wild card spot. When we return, we'll head downstairs, hear from Padres manager Craig Stammen. Again, the Padres fall 3-2 in 12 innings tonight here in downtown San Diego. Our Jamul Casino Resort Padres postgame show continues after this.
We'll be right back.
on this late Monday night. We appreciate you hanging with us. A long one here tonight, 4+ hour game. Padres fall 3-2 to the Pittsburgh Pirates in 12 innings. We'll go downstairs here from Craig Stammen in just a moment, but first let's hear tonight's scoop of the game.
What was the most crucial defensive play in today's game?
Throw to first is in time.
This is the scoop of the game. Served up fresh by Brewster's Real Ice Cream in La Mesa, the official ice cream of the Padres Radio Network. Roll through their drive-thru, download the app, and get an additional free scoop. Brewster's Ice Cream, the best ice cream in San Diego.
Here it is on 2-2. Mangum swings, serves it on the ground right side. Cronenworth dives, has it, gets up, throws to first in time. And the inning is over. Jake Cronenworth, who tied it in the 8th, keeps it tied in the 9th.
That was our scoop of the game. Jake Cronenworth, a great defensive play at second base, moving quickly to his left. The dive, a throw to first, took a base hit away from Jake Mangum with the go-ahead run on third base. In fact, the Pirates had runners on second, third against Mason Miller in a tie game 2-2 in the 9th inning. So if Jake does not make that play, it is, it's at least a 3-2 game. Could have been a 4-2 game with the Pirates in front in the 9th inning. So Jake helping out Mason Miller, who had to work really hard. We'll get to more of that in just a second. But Jake had a really good night. He really did. That was an excellent at-bat in the bottom half of the 8th inning to tie the game, battling Luke Weaver. Jake coming through on the 8th pitch of the at-bat. That was a really nice turn at the plate for Jake. He made a couple of really nice defensive plays in this game. He had that play to end the 9th inning. He had a really nice glove flip, which has sort of become the patented Jake Cronenworth play at second base lately. Really nice play. So good night for Jake, unfortunately, in what became a 3-2 loss in 12 innings. Just quickly here before we hear from Craig, I'll tell you, a frustrating element of this game beyond just the way it went down in extras and lack of execution. A frustrating element is this. You had to use so much of your bullpen in this game. Rodriguez got 2 outs. Matsui pitched an inning. Hart pitched an inning. And then here's where it really hurt. Mason Miller only pitched 1 inning, but through 30 pitches, it was a season high in pitches thrown for Mason Miller. Morahone gave you 2 innings. Now, he only threw 20 pitches in the 2, but he threw 2 innings. Estrada threw an inning. So, look, you had heavy lifting today for Miller and Morahone in particular. Miller threw 30 pitches and Morahone threw 2 innings. You could very well be looking at a situation tomorrow where you desperately want to stay away from both of them based on what they did today. So, look, with the way the Padres are constructed and their strengths, which I would say their number one strength still, even with how good the offense has been, is this bullpen and how locked down they are. Anytime you have that amount of heavy lifting, especially from Morahone and Miller, and you don't win, it's going to hurt a little bit extra. And unfortunately, that's the way it went down here tonight. Let's head downstairs. Here's some post-game reaction from Padres manager Craig Stammen.
Let's pull up a seat in the manager's office and hear from Padres skipper Craig Stammen. Served up by Sinley Food. If you've had better chicken, you must be a rooster.
Given some of the missed opportunities in the way that they were missed.
Yeah, definitely some missed opportunities for sure. You know, we're going to regret losing that one. Feel like we had several opportunities to win the game. We made a great comeback to give ourselves a chance to win the game. We don't want to lose sight of that, but you know, getting those extra innings where we hold them from scoring and then have an opportunity to with the guy on third and you know less than 2 outs to drive him in. Favorable matchup for us, but our old friend Kirby got out of it.
How is Manny? What's happening there?
With his finger? Yeah, it's when he hits it off the end of the bat. He's got a bruise right on the inside of his index finger, and it just irritates it every time he hits it off the end of the bat. So he's just got to hit it off the barrel a little bit more often. But that's a joke. They'll take care of it. He's got a little sleeve that he's going to wear now, and hopefully it's not something that lingers for very long. Right. Yeah, it was just kind of the re-aggravation of it.
The bunts, I imagine you're comfortable with the bunts in those situations, just maybe not the execution of them tonight?
Yeah, exactly. I think, it's one of those things in baseball. It's a game of failure. We struggled in that aspect, and, we'll get back at it on the bunt machine tomorrow and work on it and try to get a little bit better and hopefully be better in that situation next time.
Did you see on the first of those bunts with Campy kind of straying off second there?
Yeah, we told him in the dugout to get he's not the fleetest of foot, to get a big secondary to get a good lead. And, we didn't also tell him, like, hey, make sure the ball gets down. And unfortunately got doubled off there.
Tonight, Jake had the at-bat in the 8th inning and some of the plays he made defensively. Does it kind of feel like he's, like, I know he's been back for a while since that concussion IL, but does it feel like that he's all the way back to being Jake?
Oh, yeah. I think some of the bats he took tonight, and especially the defensive plays that he made, that he really saved the game and gave us a chance to win. He played a very important game in us having a chance and prolonging the game as long as we did.
You talk about just kind of your comfortability sending Ray back out for the 6th there.
Yeah.
A lot of pitches, but I mean, it's just so different than how you'd operated before you had this rotation.
Yeah, exactly. I think, you're weighing is the starter capable going back out, and then who you have available and who you feel comfortable with the next guys coming up in the lineup. We felt good with Robbie going back out there. He pitched well. He had the one inning where he struggled, but got out of it, pitched great, base load, nobody out. And then that 5th inning did linger a little bit. He threw a lot of pitches to kind of get out of that after he got 2 outs right away in that inning. Felt good about him, but, gave the homer, and, that's what happens sometimes.
The way your bullpen pitched on the whole, and specifically the left-handers, Matsui, and what they've meant, and kind of that, like, next leveraged lefty role kind of.
Yeah, the bullpen pitched amazing tonight for us. All the way from the top to the bottom, and especially the lefties kind of facing some of the righties that the Pirates have. Not as huge favorable matchups. Matsui striking out Valdez there. That was not a good matchup for Yuki, and he ends up making a lot of great pitches and getting him out. And then same with Kyle. Kyle's been really good here lately against lefties and righties. And both those two I feel very comfortable with, either one of those guys in a lefty lane or any time in the game to hold the lead or hold the deficit where it's at.
How much do you appreciate Morejone's defense?
Yeah.
That guy's pretty good.
You're right. In a high-intense situation like that where the adrenaline's really high and you're trying to strike everybody out and one gets, nubbed back to you and you got to make a play at the plate, it's not something that you work on every single day, is, throwing those in-between throws to the catcher. We try to work on them every so often, but it's a little bit different in game time, in the adrenaline, right after you throw a 100-mile-an-hour fastball. But that was a great play right there with one of the fastest guys in the league on third base.
That was Padres manager Craig Stammen following this 3-2 loss in 12 innings against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Sam Levitt back with you inside the loft here at the Western Metal Building at Petco Park as we continue our post-game coverage, brought to you by Jamul Casino Resort, the Players' Place. Let's step aside. When we come back, we'll talk more about this one, kind of continue to break down, especially what happened in the extra inning portion of this game. Full look at the out-of-town scoreboard coming your way as well. Padres unfortunately lose tonight 3-2 in 12 to the Pirates. Our post-game coverage from Petco Park continues after this.
Now that baseball season is in
Our Jamul Casino Resort Padres postgame show continues here on the Padres Radio Network. Final score here today, Pirates 3, Padres 2 in 12 innings. As always, our postgame coverage brought to you by Jamul Casino Resort. Hey, player, the rooftop pool's open. Day passes are available, and the spa is calling your name. Jamul Casino Resort, the player's place. Let's tell you about today's relief pitcher of the game.
Which pitcher entered the game and slammed the door shut? This is today's relief pitcher of the game, brought to you by San Diego criminal defense attorney David P. Shapiro. We help good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime. Learn more at davidpshapirolaw.com.
Well, a little bit earlier, we talked about how much of the bullpen the Padres had to use tonight. They did have to use 6 relievers. They had to lean heavily on Miller and Morahone in this game, which, again, is part of why this one hurts. It's not just what happened in extras and the lack of execution and the issues with runners in scoring position, but it's also the fact that he had to burn so much bullpen today. But make no mistake about it, the bullpen was great. 6 2/3 innings combined out of the pen. And they gave up 1 unearned run, which was the run in the 12th inning on 4 total hits. I should mention that Bradley Rodriguez did give up an RBI double in the 6th inning. That run went against Robbie Ray. So they allowed 1 inherited runner, I guess, if you want to count the automatic runner. It's 2 inherited runners, but that's an unearned run in the 12th inning for Estrada. The point is the bullpen was really good. This is not on them tonight. It's just not. They pitched 6 2/3. Or I should say, 6. No, I was right. 6 2/3 really strong innings in this game. No doubt about it. You know who I'll pick tonight? Adrian Morahone for relief pitcher of the game. And here's why. Bottom line is this. He had to pitch 2 extra innings where he's dealing with the runner on second base and nobody out. And he got through both and gave the Padres every opportunity in the 10th and 11th to win the ball game. And they couldn't do it. So for that reason, Morahone, who went 2 scoreless innings in this game, both of which came in extra innings where he's dealing with the ghost runner, it's a pretty marvelous job by Morahone, who's had obviously a tremendous year. So Adrian Morahone, for that reason, will be our relief pitcher of the game. Let's tell you about the Padres' heart of the order.
Let's take the pulse of the Padres and check in on the heart of the order, presented by Palomar Health Medical Group.
Part of the order here today, Manny Machado 0 for 3 with a couple of walks. Ty France 1 for 3 with a couple of walks. Ty did single early in this game. Jackson Merrill had a rough night. He went 0 for 5 with a couple of strikeouts. And for Jackson today in particular, he came up in the bottom half of the 8th inning with the bases loaded. Struck out against the left-hander. Now, that's a tough lefty in Mason Montgomery. And then he comes up in the bottom half of the 11th inning, 1 out, bases loaded, a fly ball deep enough wins you the game with Fernando Tatis Jr. on third base, and Merrill strikes out against Kirby Yates. So 2 pretty costly strikeouts for Jackson Merrill in this game. And I think look, Jackson has always been a free swinger. He's a very aggressive hitter, and he will tell you that's kind of how he likes to be. He likes to be a hitter up there. And I think it's a big part of why when he's going right, he's the kind of player that he is. Tonight was sort of the other side of it, right? Where he came up in 2 spots, and especially the one, again, the at-bat in the 8th inning, that's against the tough lefty. Okay, happened. You struck out. You chased a little bit, pitch up in the zone for a strike 3. I think the one that he probably will think about is the Yates at-bat in the 11th inning. A, because he had the winning run on third base, 1 out. B, because he swung at 2 pitches out of the zone down, and then he chased way upstairs and ended up striking out. I think it was 3 pitches, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. It was 3 pitches, and the final pitch was a 4-seamer, only at 91. It was way up and out of the zone. So it was a tough night for Jackson. Hey, happens. He's been on quite a tear as of late. Home runs in back-to-back games entering tonight. Hopefully he can get back on track tomorrow. When we return, full look at the out-of-town scoreboard. We'll wrap things up, get you ready for tomorrow's second game of this 3-game series against Pittsburgh. Our post-game coverage continues after this.
Keep it locked to the Jamul.
Casino Resort Padres post-game show continues here on the Padres Radio Network. Final score here tonight, Pirates 3 and the Padres 2 in 12 innings. Let's take a full look at the out-of-town scoreboard.
Let's take a trip around the bigs to highlight the scores that matter most with our out-of-town scoreboard. Presented by Jensen Premium Beef Patties. Always a hit for grilling.
All right, everything, thank goodness, has gone final across the major leagues here at 11:40 p.m. Pacific time. Rays beat the Tigers 4-1 in Detroit today. Jonathan Aranda, home run for the Rays in that one. Red Sox beat the Marlins 4-2 in Miami. The Nationals beat up on the Rockies 13-3 in D.C. Rangers beat the White Sox 11-2 in Chicago. Jake Berger, Wyatt Langford home runs in that game for the Rangers. The Guardians beat the Angels 4-2 in Anaheim. Cubs blanked the D-backs 7-0 in Arizona. Michael Conforto, Carson Kelly home runs in that game for Chicago. Kevin Gossman, 7 scoreless innings for the win. Twins beat the A's 9-6 in Sacramento. The Mariners beat the Phillies 9-2 in Seattle. Cal Raleigh hit 3 home runs in that game. Julio Rodriguez also a home run in that game for Seattle. Phillies have a 9-game win streak come to an end. And finally, Giants beat the Reds 5-0 in San Francisco. Rafael Devers, a 3-run home run in that game for the Giants. And that's a quick look at the out-of-town scoreboard. As far as the NL wildcard standings, here's where things stand at the end of tonight. Phillies, Padres, and D-backs all losing, so everything stays the same. Phillies 2 games up on the Padres, sitting in the second wildcard spot. Padres in the final wildcard spot, and the D-backs 2 games out on the outside looking in. Miami 4 out, Cardinals 5 out. Pirates, for whatever it's worth, did pick up a game 7.5 out of that wild card race. Again, the final score today, Pirates 3, Padres 2. We had a 2-2 game, 12th inning, and that's where, well, unfortunately, our play of the game happened here tonight.
One bounce, one hit, one pitch can be the difference between victory and defeat. What was the most important play in today's game? This is today's play of the game. Presented by Bill Howe Plumbing, Heating and Air, Restoration and Flood. We know how.
Here's the 3-2. That's grounded up the middle into center field and a base hit. Triolo rounding third on his way. Merrill's throw to the plate is not in time. And for the first time tonight, the Pirates a hit with a runner in scoring position, and they go ahead 3-2 in the 12th.
That was, unfortunately, our play of the game here tonight. Nick Gonzalez, the go-ahead RBI single in the 12th inning, gave the Pirates a 3-2 lead, and they go on to win by that final score. All right, taking a look ahead to tomorrow's second game of this 3-game series between the Padres and the Pirates. Right-hander Paul Skeens will make his second ever start against the Padres, his first ever start here at Petco Park. So last year's Cy Young Award winner, Paul Skeens, will make his first ever start at Petco Park tomorrow. Right-hander Michael King on the mound for the Padres. Good pitching matchup, certainly in Game 2 of this 3-game series. First pitch tomorrow at 6:40 p.m. Our pregame coverage will begin at 5:40. As always, if you missed any portion of our postgame coverage, you can go back and listen to all of it on the Inside San Diego Baseball podcast, available on the Odyssey app or wherever you find your podcast. You can also go back on the 97.3 The Fan YouTube channel and watch any portion of our post-game coverage there as well. Final totals here tonight in 12 innings for the Pirates. 3 runs, 9 hits, no errors. They left on 13. For the Padres, 2 runs, 7 hits, no errors. They left on 10. Winning pitcher tonight, Kirby Yates, who improves to 2-5. Losing pitcher, Jeremiah Estrada, who drops to 2-3. And the save goes to Johan Ramirez, his second of the season. Time of game, a long one, 4 hours and 10 minutes in the crowd at Petco Park tonight. 54th sellout of the season, 40,447. Once again, first pitch tomorrow, 6:40 p.m. Our pregame coverage begins at 5:40. Until then, for our great studio coordinator, Jeff Hamby, I'm Sam Levitt, saying so long and good night from Petco Park. And the final score in 12 innings tonight, the Pittsburgh Pirates 3 and the San Diego Padres 2. We'll talk to you tomorrow on the Padres Radio Network. Have a great rest of your Monday night.
Thanks for joining us for the Jamul Casino Resort Padres postgame show. For the best coverage of the San Diego